So we'll go BC, right? Before Christ. Who were your musical influences before like really making Jesus the Lord of your life?
I would say Eminem, Eminem, and Eminem.
Okay, a lot of diversity there. Yeah, a lot of diversity.
No, there was other artists, but none of them really meant as much to me as Eminem did. I listened to maybe Young Jock or I can't even think of the artist really.
So I am familiar with Eminem's music.
Yes.
What is it in particular? Because he is an incredible writer.
Yeah.
But what about his skill set? What about him as a performer attracted you
So
to him?
originally he was the first rapper I ever heard, actually.
Really?
Yes, I was in fourth grade, and this teacher was listening to Eminem, believe it or not, on a CD player. A lot of people are not going to know what CD players are, but there's this thing that plays discs and it has music on it. But she was listening to a CD player, and I was like, what are you listening to? And at this point, I had not really heard any rap or anything. So I went over and I'm like, hey, what are you listening to? And she's like, Eminem. And I'm like the candy? Or like, what do you mean you're listening to M&Ms? You got to eat M&Ms, not listen to them. And then she's like, here, listen to it. I should not have been listening to that at that age or any age, actually. Yeah. But I listened to it and I was like, man, what is it? Like, it was so different because I was used to hearing rock and country and music like that, you know? So then I was like, man, he's rhyming a lot. It's really cool. And I was always fascinated by rhymes, always, my entire life. I was fascinated by rhymes and poetry and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, it's really like poetry with music, and there's like bass in it, and it just gets you moving, you know? So I was like, man, I really, really like this. And that's how I got introduced to him. And then when I really, really started being an ultimate fan of him, was around this time I had a really hard breakup with this girl, way down the line, not in fourth grade. But years later, I was with this girl, and she broke up with me, just ended it, and I didn't know God, so I couldn't turn to him in that moment. And I was thinking about committing suicide. So I was going to commit suicide. I was contemplating, should I use pills or just slit my wrist with a knife or what? So those were my two options. I was thinking of them while I was listening to Eminem. And this song came on called Stan. And in the song, Eminem, or the person that he's rapping as, his name is Stan, and he's addressing Eminem. And in this song, he ends up killing himself because Eminem wouldn't respond to him. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, this guy is going to kill himself over one person. And then I sat there, and I know at this point that it's God. But back then I didn't know it was God. I thought it was the music. I thought it was Eminem's influence. But now I look back at it and I know it was God with me. But I thought to myself, I was like, man, this guy's going to kill himself over one person.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I'm about to do the same thing right now. So I didn't go through with it. Thank God I'm here today. Yeah. But that's the reason that Eminem, I felt at that point, had such an impact on my life.
Wow. Well, I can definitely understand that. That's tremendous. And, I mean, praise God for those, the Lord will use what the enemy intends for evil, right? The Lord will use for good. He turns it all for good. So praise God for that. But so as an artist, you've got this angst. I've heard some rumors of some of your early lyrics. It's a little angry, and Eminem's a little angry.
Yeah, maybe.
So was it when you came to Christ and you started performing in fine arts that you started making some changes, or how did you notice the transition in your lyrics as a writer? I mean, as a creator.
Yeah, honestly, I can't say there's a definitive point where it transitioned. I think I'm constantly evolving my music.
That's awesome.
It's constantly growing and changing, and just being influenced by my life, because that's what I write my life. So if some song sounds angry, I was probably angry when I was writing it, you know, and I use it as a form of ventilation, you know. When I have too many emotions that are building up, again, I was referencing that earlier, you know, a lot of artists are very emotional, whether it's a painter or a singer or a rapper, any avenue of it. Many artists are emotional, and a lot of us use that as a form of venting.
Wow,